Good afternoon, everybody, and welcome back to RobMotive. Today we're going to be installing the utility bed stiffeners from MillerCat. These things are awesome. They are utility because they give you some tie-down points. You never have too many tie-down points, right? They give you a bottle opener here in case you need to open your favorite beverage. And up top, they give you a hole where you can secure a radio or CB antenna, one of those big old whip antennas, to keep it out of the way of the cargo and stuff and access to the back of the bed. Now, they also give you all of the hardware. This is a bolt-on application, pretty simple. Here's the hardware. They give you this Vibra-Tight locking thread locker stuff. You need a T55 Torx bit, you need a T40 Torx bit, and of course, a 10 millimeter socket. You gotta have that. And a pick. The reason you need a pick is if you have the spray-in bed liner, you need to, and you don't have to completely remove it like I did, you just need access to be able to fit the socket down inside. I went ahead and removed the whole thing before I loosened it, which would be hard to do if you didn't take it off, so that I could have a nice even edge around this bolt. If it bugs me, I can paint it black, not a big deal. So you need to remove this bolt, you need to remove the tie down. I happen to have a different aftermarket tie down on here. One thing to note, when you tighten the tie down back down after you mount the edge of the stiffener, it's going to be fixed. It's not going to rotate. So make sure you orient the tie down the way that you want it. Mine will be oriented like this so that I can simply pull it up and tie down anything I need to tie down inside the deck. That's it. 2 screws up here to fasten the top part in. They provide extra screws or longer screws and some spacers. On the spacers, they give you a longer or larger size that goes towards the rear, and then they give you a small spacer that goes towards the front right up here on these 2 bolts. Pretty simple to do. So let's go ahead. We're gonna get the first one assembled. All right, we're gonna go ahead and start with the tie down. Any hardware and stuff that's down below you want to leave in there. One thing I do want to mention, you'll notice I have a tonneau cover on here. It will work, at least with the tonneau cover I have, with the side rails for the tonneau. There is enough room that it can still bolt on here without impacting these rails. I know that's going to come up, so let's tackle it in the beginning. Let's go ahead, remove these. This takes a T40. Again, you want to leave any hardware that's inside, and I know there is because obviously I've replaced these, right here. In my case, I'm going to have to separate this because it does have a locking washer and stuff on it, and then stick this stuff right back down inside the hole. Next up, we're going to go ahead and use the T55 Torx and remove the bed bolt, I'll call it. I'm not sure how tight these are. Not as tight as I would have thought, but they are pretty substantial. So go ahead and take that out, and then the washer that's on there as well, we're going to put that on top of the stiffener too. So we'll pull that up too. Next, we're going to go ahead and remove the 2 screws up here. Now, we need to go ahead and position the stiffener. Go ahead and set that down. You don't want to tighten anything up just yet on this, by the way. You just want to sit everything in place, like so. Give you a little bit of a peek as to what it's going to look like, I guess. You want to go ahead and start at the top using the spacers and the supplied bolts that they gave us. So we're going to put some Loctite or Versalite, whatever you call this stuff, on the fastener, and then we want to use the bigger spacer for the back. It's going to go behind, and actually we can go ahead, I like this design, go ahead and thread it through there and then hit the hole and get it started. Just like so. And then we'll do the same thing on the other side with the smaller spacer and another supplied screw. Next, we're going to move on to the bed bolt. This didn't appear to have any kind of Loctite or anything on it, but while I'm at it, I'm just going to add some because what can it really hurt? This is the blue type, or I guess it's purple, but it's not the permanent type. You can certainly pull it off if you need to for some reason. Maybe you're going to remove your bed and make it a flat bed, a true flat bed, I don't know. Anyway, I'm just going to put a little bit on there, like so. Then we'll go ahead and stick this back down inside the hole. And we'll give that a bit of a tighten. Again, making sure that we're not tightening everything down. I did switch to a drill. They say not to use power tools. I wouldn't tighten it down with them, but to go ahead and go through the rigors of tightening it down a little bit, I don't see a problem with it. So again, the directions say do not use power tools. Now we're going to move on to our bed tie down. This I'm going to align, I think, like this, and we'll see if I can still pull it up once I get it in there. I can't really put it, I guess I could put it to the side or to the front. We'll see which way it works. So I'm going to go ahead, put some Loctite on here and get that tightened down. All right, I've got my tie down on here, and look at that. It works just the way it's supposed to. Again, once I finish tightening it, it's not going to swivel, but still gives me tie down room here if I want it, or I can use the slot that comes on the bed stiffener itself. So at this point, everything is on. This really is a simple mod. I'm going to go ahead, tighten down all the screws. I'll go ahead and do the other side, and then I'll come back on and let you guys see what the complete finished product looks like. Okay, got it all done. Everything went really smoothly. Well-engineered product. One of the things that I love about MillerCat, everything they've put out that I've bought has been spot on, fits perfectly. Let's take a look. You guys can see it. I'll get some shots out in the sunlight so you can get a better view of this, but they do not have to go behind the rail. They don't interfere with the rail at all, as you can see here. So none of that pushing out on the rail like the center cap or the bed cap does, the tonneau cover. These things are awesome. A couple of other things I love about them. They have extra tie down points. Check this out. I now have a place to store my tie downs that isn't going to be inside the truck, which gives me more space for other stuff, right? And then when I need these things, they're very handy and right where I would need them, right? Just grab them right off of there and it's good to go. I love that. And you're never going to see them because the tonneau cover, in my case, covers them. It also has that handy dandy, as I mentioned, little bottle opener here in case once you get them all installed, you want to open your favorite beverage and you are good to go. I did have to adjust the bed mat a little bit. I just kind of cut the corner of it out here so that I would clear the bed stiffeners as well as my little tie down thing. It's not a big deal. It's just kind of cutting a square out of it. I don't mind it. You'd have to do it no matter what bed stiffener you put in. Now, somebody's going to ask, what if you have a bed mat on your tailgate? Because I know a lot of folks are doing that. Is there room? Well, you can see here there's plenty of room, but I will show you. That's what it looks like with the tailgate closed. And you can see down here there's plenty of space where you could still have a bed, or a tailgate rather, liner on there if you wanted to. The tonneau cover should fit right down over. There's nothing obstructing it. And there you go. Awesome. Anyway, don't forget there is a discount code along with a link down below. 5% off, code RobMotive. If you want to check these out, well worth it in my opinion. Thanks for watching. Stay safe out there. Bye.